Anime Summit, episode 39.
And that hit me really hard just because it was the idea of, like, she had this dream that she pushed herself past her breaking point for the purposes of attaining that. And then other people just took that away from her.
Hello, and welcome to the Anime Summit podcast. I'm Quokka. With me, I've got Nick.
Yup.
Psalm.
I'm going to move to Japan and stay there forever.
And Mac.
I'm also going to move to Japan and live in Psalm's closet.
Roomies! Oh my god, I'm so
I
excited.
smell a sitcom.
Mac!
All we need now is just a catchy intro.
Which one of you is the dirty roommate? Which one of you is the clean freak?
I'm definitely not a clean freak.
I mean,
I'm going to be real
that's
with
on
you
you
right now.
I mean, I can be a clean freak, but I'm also really messy, so it's like... Because I want things to be neat and stuff, but I always take forever to clean shit. Because I'm lazy.
Anyway, later in this episode, we'll talk about how we feel about the 3-episode rule and how, we feel about predictability in anime stories. But first, we have a tweet from a fan directed at Nick.
Oh shit,
Hello,
son,
fan.
getting called out.
We got a couple tweets from a couple fans.
I'm gonna limit most of it because it's mostly telling you about how you're terrible for liking prison school. But mostly get to the end where it says he also needs to give Erased a chance and quit being a butthead about the whole time travel issue.
All right, shout out to this guy. All
I
right,
will
listen.
Yeah,
This-
I'll admit
this is- this
I'm a
is
race
what-
hater, kind of. I don't hate it, but
If Nick so much as sees time travel in anything, it's automatically garbage.
Back to the Future,
Automatically.
2 out of 10.
Even if it's the greatest anime of all time. Which
If
I'm
it
not
has
gonna say
time
the name
travel,
because
Rick and
that'd be
Morty
a bit
made
of a
it funny.
spoiler.
It's garb.
Are there any time travel anime that are comedies? They all seem like they're serious.
Rick and Morty.
That's not an anime, but yeah. I feel like if they just did it as a comedy, I would
Rick
love
and
it.
Morty anime of all time.
True story.
Time travel in a comedy anime.
But yeah, I'm not backing down on Prison School. That show is glorious.
Garbage.
We can't all have good taste, Mac. It's okay.
If by good
If that's
taste
your
you
excuse.
like eating garbage, I mean, what do you own a garbage company and just have all the garbage sent to your house and you just sift through it looking for the stinkiest pieces of shit to eat?
No, it's rich people garbage, man. It's like a half-eaten turkey dinner, but it's still really good and gourmet. It's like the food that's on top of the trash, It's still clean if you just pick it off.
I'm just gonna power through this. Just everybody needs to know that Nick is actually a trash can panda.
Dude, I'm
That's
George
what he is.
Costanza, man. I just
Trash
pick stuff
pandas
up out
are
of the trash.
raccoons.
Yes, trash can pandas are raccoons. That's what Nick is. That's why he likes prison school.
Actually, I do
That's
wash
why he
my hands a
thinks
lot.
Erased sucks.
No, I never said Erased sucks.
Yes, you did.
It's the second best show of the season. No, third best, fourth best. We got
Yeah.
Heavy
I like
Object
how it
and
just
Konosuba.
went down.
They're
Like,
last.
Fifth best. Dagashi Kashi's a little bit better,
Dagashi Kashi sounds like a food.
That's
It's
'cause
candy.
It is.
Because Dagashi is about food.
And Dagashi is a kind of candy.
Yeah.
No, but it sounds like a dish. Like it sounds like rice with something or other. I don't know.
Rice is a side dish.
Well, you can't really judge things by their names because in England you have spotted dick, and who wants to eat spotted dick?
Yeah, I'll have some of that dick.
Put that
Make sure
dick
there's
in your
spots on
mouth.
it. Extra spots.
Man, I can't wait to put my fork in this dick and then put it in my fucking mouth.
Okay.
Dude, I was talking about the food. What the fuck's your problem?
Psalm, you don't have to lie to us. We're friends.
No, because I don't want to tell them how you didn't look at me during last night. I wonder how many of our listeners know that me and Coke have a bromance right now.
The biggest. man
Well, all
crush.
of them now.
See, what the viewers don't know is that those two actually go off after the hangout session is done and we're done recording, and they just do a duet of Guy Love from Scrubs. That's what they
Guy
do.
love.
We just like to compliment each other on how our nipples look. It's fine.
I
You guys
went to,
pluck each other's
I
nipple
went-
hairs?
I went with a dude one time to get his nipples pierced, and it was the most painful thing I've ever seen.
So,
Which-
little Animu Summit updates today, or for our listeners, last Wednesday, we launched the first episode of our Clannad playthrough, where we make fun of visual novels, but nothing ever changes, so that's fine.
Clannad.
So that's why you guys
Clannad.
keep saying that. Is that's like a quote from Clannad?
Yeah, we haven't gotten to the point of properly picking what girl we're gonna follow around in stock.
I'll pick the
And we
gray
haven't
haired one,
decided.
Tomio.
We'll figure out when we get there. I think we might have
Well,
crossed Ro off
it's
the list
okay
we were kind of a
because-
dick to her.
Yeah, screw Ryo. But I mean, it's okay because nothing stays the same forever.
Yep, nothing stays the same forever. Happy things, friends.
Except
nothing.
entropy.
Yes, entropy and the
Unless you're
thermal heat
Madoka,
death of the
then.
universe. Anyway,
Being
best girl.
Go ahead.
Best girl is Shirayuki-hime from Akagami no Shirayuki-hime. She's the Snow White with the red hair.
Oh, yeah.
because
That's all I
Aaron's
know.
this
I
season.
know it's a shoujo and that she has red
I'm-
hair.
I'm the only one who's been watching it, I think. It's just generic shoujo romance. Not too bad, not too awesome. It's just really fun to watch. I don't know. If you like shoujo, you'll probably love it. But if you're just someone like cold-hearted bastard like me, you'll be like, that was pretty good. It actually got a lot funnier in the second season. There's a new character like
what did they
Prince
start
something or
copying
other.
Prison School? Is that why you started liking it?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
they pee on each other a little bit. But yeah, it's a good show. Shiryuki's I'm just pondering what to say. she's a really strong female protagonist, like a lot of the
Oh,
best
that means she
girls.
has big boobs,
They're probably average size, I would say. I don't know.
which means
It's
in
not really
Japan
much
that's a
fancy.
D
There's
cup.
no DFC.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Coco, she's not for you. Not enough DFC.
Not
but-
enough DFC.
Her
What's
hair
DFC?
is
Wait,
red
how
like
does
an
how
apple.
does one have more than enough or not enough DFC? How
Wait,
does
you could
one
have, like,
transcend the
concave
boundaries of a
chest.
flat line?
That'd be like ultra DFC.
Ultra DFC.
You could drink soup out of it.
What the hell?
Speaking of soup, Shiryuki
Okay.
is a medicine lady. She practices herbal things, and the show is very sweet and
Oh, she's a
colorful.
snake oil salesman.
Yeah, she sells placebo drugs, and she ensnares a prince into her scheme, and he falls in love with her. That's basically
And then
it.
they start multi-level marketing.
Yeah. Actually, there was an episode of Osamatsu-san where they did Sekkou Boys. I think both of them, actually, but you saw Sekkou Boys, right? They had
Well,
an
Sekkou Boys
episode
wasn't
with-
really multi-level. It was still
It was
just
like
one
the
level,
same thing. Yeah,
but
whatever.
it was selling bullshit to people.
He's like, you can buy this screw for 1 billion yen.
Well, he was able to buy a body with it, so ain't nobody
true.
judging.
Man, you gotta have priorities in life. You're just like, man, I need money. I need to buy myself a body. And then this nigga went and did it. What's wrong with that?
Ain't nothing
What's
wrong,
wrong
with that.
that?
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's freedom
Man,
right there.
hate is gonna hate. But we have to move on to our topic now because nothing stays the same forever.
Oh god.
Are you like gonna keep quoting Tupac the whole fucking episode?
No, that's Nagisa. Nagisa.
Nagisa?
Nagisa.
The plural of
Nagger,
geese
nagger.
is Nagisa.
So, we're going to talk about the 3-episode rule.
First of all,
you know-
we should explain it.
It's where you watch a porno 3 times and think, was my boner as hard as the 3rd time as it was the first time?
Because
No,
if it
no,
is, then you know
before-
that you're onto something special.
Before
Or you
we
just
even
got
lay
transported
down
into
what
a
the
dungeon.
3-episode rule is, like for you guys out there who've actually had to encounter the 3-episode rule, raise your hands. Just raise your hands really high.
Just for yourself
Just for
and
yourself.
everybody around you.
Now jump around.
Jump around.
Jump
We're gonna
around.
tell our listeners to do shit, so they look really.
Take your
dumb
hands
if they're
off the
listening in
steering
public.
wheel.
Yeah, close your eyes. It's okay. Jesus will take the wheel.
Jesus-kun will take care of you.
Now walk it by
so the
yourself.
3-episode rule.
Yeah. Anyway,
The 3-episode rule is that concept that you need to watch 3 episodes of an anime before you can really decide if it's worth watching. So people would say that you've given a show a fair shot if you've watched 3 episodes.
Yeah, and another thing is a lot of the shows are 11 to 13 episodes, so 3 episodes is about 1/4 of the whole show. So you got to figure that's a pretty good portion, right, Sam?
I don't know if I agree. Because there's
that's applicable to some shows, but not all. It depends.
There's a couple anime where I've gotten to like 4 episodes and I've been like, you know what, let me watch a couple more, and then something happened and I was like, all right, let's just keep going because now.
Well, Cowboy Bebop is a good example. Episode 5 is like one of the best in the whole show, and like before episode
Everybody
5,
has a different favorite episode.
Well, I mean, the thing about Bebop is a couple of the early episodes, like the one where they're chasing the dog around, and I think one where they find Faye, they're not like, they're probably some of the weaker episodes in the whole series. They're not like terrible or anything, but you might
weaker compared to the rest.
You're not going to be blown away by those episodes, and if that's the type of thing you want, then you might drop it too early before you get to 5.
I don't know, man. I loved watching him chase Iron around town. That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad episode.
Because Data Dog.
Because he's a dog.
See, I'd say, as far as the 3-episode rule goes, the most famous application of this would probably be Madoka Magica, considering
for obvious reasons.
certain things happen in episode 3 that fairly significantly
Whoa.
changed
Don't get ahead of yourself, Quokka.
that changed a little bit of the premise of like what you feel like you're watching. But at the same time, Madoka is good from the start. It doesn't get better at episode 3.
Do you feel like maybe what you're saying here might be a little biased, or
He might be getting a little ahead of himself, to be honest.
Let's say if
Sam, you should have gone farther. Sam, you should have been like, do you maybe think what you said was a little bullshit?
no.
I'm
Okay,
just
so
joking, but
to clarify that more, if what your issue is an irrational dislike of magical girls, then getting to episode 3 is what you may need to do to be able to realize that you'll enjoy the show.
so you could just skip the
don't
first 2
have
episodes
that-
then.
If
Just kidding.
otherwise, like if you find problems with the first, like before episode 3, you're probably still not going to like afterwards. But if you like before, you're going to like it. The big thing that episode 3 gets over is just that if you're just like, ugh, another magical girl show. Ugh. Then maybe you need that 3-episode rule for that. Just like school life, if you are I hate moe blobs, you need to finish the first episode.
Well, School Live is still moe the whole show though. So
okay, but no. But the thing is though, is like, because when Quokka told me to watch School Live, and I saw like the little poster for it, I was like, no, fucking dumb, right? But then like, I was like, whatever. Like everyone's saying that.
But then I
G.
told you to watch it.
But then
And
Max
I
said to
told
watch
you
it.
to watch it.
And then when I
was
started
non-committal.
noticing the broken windows is when I was kind of like, something's not right here. So then I just kept watching it, and all of a sudden I was like, ah! But like the reason I started watching Madoka Magica though is because I was playing Y Shorts. That's how I heard about it, to be honest.
yep, that's not
And-
surprising.
No, not surprising. I know. But I saw like the trial deck, and Madoka was on the front. And yeah, Madoka was on the front, and then Kyubey was like on the back, and I was like, oh my god, she's wearing the cutest dress, and this little bunny cat ferret thing is cute as shit. So then I started watching it. And
Bunny
then,
cat ferret thing.
And then when I got like into like, you know, the later episodes, that's when I was like, ah!
I can just imagine Sam like at work or something, working on something, suddenly screams. I was having
just completely calm and just randomly screams.
Sam has night terrors during the day.
just like I'm at work and I'm a graphic designer, right? It's like accidentally delete something, and I'm like, ah! And what happened? I deleted this thing and now it's gone. Just hit undo.
Oh yeah, there's a button for that.
Oh, that's right. Control Z. Sorry. Oh shit.
Whoa! Don't give away
But,
your
like-
secrets, Sam.
Oh no, I
But no,
permanently
like-
deleted it.
But Quokka's example though is legit though, because like it looks like, because it's called Mahou Shoujo, right? It's like, oh,
That
man.
means
Well, just like-
magical girl.
Yeah. And there's so many other shows that start with Mahou Shoujo. Like that is not unique to
Yeah.
Madoka, and don't think any of those others have anything to do with Madoka. Don't get confused. Don't be like, oh, Maha Shoujo Lyrical Nanaha, that's totally Madoka sequel. No.
I actually heard a lyrical Nanaha because of White Shorts too.
Good job. Good job, son.
Good job, Sam, you fuck.
I was like, really, the point is Madoka is very deliberate in its presentation from the get-go, and the character writing stays the same throughout. If you can't find anything to like about the first episode, you're not going to care even when you get to the third episode. Unless you have a hard-on for a very, very specific type of thing, which is
Like
cute
I was.
girls with
I didn't really care
PTSD.
much about the show until I got to episode 3.
Because Mac loves cute girls with PTSD.
I put the show on hold at episode 2.
Oh, yeah, that's
I do
right,
that
you
with a
did.
lot of shows. Like I have, I'm kind of branching off a little bit. I have this weird thing where I watch like most of a show and then I just fucking put it on hold. Like Monster, the show Monster. I've watched like 50 episodes of it out of 74.
That's what I do
It's
with
been on hold.
terrible PA work shows like Charlotte and Glasslip. I think I
No,
have
no,
one
but-
episode left in both of those.
I do it with really good shows like Legend of the Galactic Heroes and stuff. I've had that shit on like episode 83 for the longest time.
So Nick likes to use what he calls the 75% of the way rule.
Yeah,
Where
75%.
he watches
and then just
75%
kinda
of the
give
way
up.
of the show and then just drops it, whether it's good or not.
Yeah, I mean it might be one of the best
Actually,
anime ever, but
The
you know,
worse it
no
is, the more
excuse.
likely it is to finish it.
Good God, I hope Nick is never an engineer. Oh, I'm just going to build this building over here. Oh, nope. Let's just not put those I-beams in. We don't need
50%
that.
of the time. I mean, every other car is going to be able to cross that bridge. It's pretty safe. They'll build a pile of cars at the bottom. That'll be like another bridge. So
Oh, just lay the rebar down. We don't need to put asphalt or concrete on top of it. They'll make it across.
Waste of
It's
money.
okay.
Waste of money.
Wait, so I want to ask, you guys, has there been a show, excuse me, that's got something in my nose.
That there was some episode that really changed it for us.
What was that episode where it exceeded the 3-episode rule, or you were just hooked on it right away, or like where it applied where the 3-episode rule didn't happen, where you were just kind of like, actually, let's just say past 3 episodes.
wait,
where you-
so you're saying it got good at episode 1?
No, fuck that, because that's
Well,
too
the
easy.
3-episode rule is vague, and some people would say it should be more of a 2 or a 4. And
I think what Sam is saying, like
Or in
by
my case, an 80.
episode 3, you're like on the fence, and then a couple episodes after that, you're like, oh yeah, I like this. But
Yeah, was there a time where, like Max said, was there a time where it happened after 3 for you?
most
But what made you
recently,
keep
I got
going?
one.
What made you
most
keep going?
recently, Classroom Crisis was like that for a lot of people.
Oh yeah. That show, it like steadily got a little bit
Like,
better.
The start was just kind of like it set the stage very like for the rest of the show, and it's hard to say exactly what they should have done better, but it was kind of dull for 4 to 6 episodes, and then it started to really get into it. And I'm not sure if that's just the time that it takes to get used to the characters or what they're trying to do,
Yeah.
or if they really changed something in how they were writing it at that point.
I don't know. It had like those water cooler moments where they're like, "Oh, did you see what happened last week on Classroom Crisis?" It was kind of the Code Geass thing where just like a bunch of shit just kept happening, and it was
A
fun.
bunch of shit just kept happening.
Yeah,
I have a show like that actually where I was on the fence for a while, but something just told me to keep going, and I'm glad that I did. Was actually Spice and Wolf.
Oh yeah.
I was not huge into Spice and Wolf on this, like right at the beginning, but a little bit past halfway through the first season, I was like, yeah, this is a good show. This is great. I love
Tell me,
this.
did that ending theme song like turn you off at first, and then later on you started to love it?
Oh no, I adored
Was
the
that
ending
just
theme
me?
song's first episode. It's so adorable.
Oh man, I hated it at first, and then eventually like I got addicted to it.
Hey, Nick, 7 apples on a witch's tree.
Yeah, man. I don't know the rest of the lyrics, but
One show that its 3-episode rule is really just a 1-episode rule where you can really hate the concept of the show, but then once you watch 1 episode, you're just gonna be like, "This is great." Is the Idolmaster?
Oh god.
Because I definitely
Jeez.
watched the first episode thinking like, "This is gonna be stupid." I'm not even sure what made me like decide to watch it, but then it was just like very quickly it just became like this show is amazing. And if you read reviews and stuff, that's like what everybody says is like it has no right being as good as it is because it just shouldn't be, but it is anyway.
Does it like look really bad, but it's somehow really
No, it's just like
compelling,
you
or-
see the poster and it's just a shit ton of just smiling happy girls, and it's like an A1 show, which A1 makes some good stuff. This
That
is
could
like
mean anything
the
though.
best thing
A1
they've
makes
ever made.
every show.
This is the best show they've ever made.
Yeah.
And it's a video game adaptation. It's like all these kind of things kind of just add up, and you're just like, especially if you've never seen an idol anime before, you can kind of think of them as rather vapid and just kind of like stupid. Like whatever Sam thinks about Love Live, he probably could apply to almost every idol anime, and he would see Idolmaster as being just another one of those things.
Except Macross.
Well,
Yeah,
the original
except
Macross
Macross.
was idols in a mecha anime,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it's not all about the. I mean,
and
idols play a
Macross
big part in
Delta
it.
is mecha in an idol anime.
Yeah, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
bogus. Like Macross is going down the shitter because of that.
I
Just
want to
saying.
watch. I'm totally watching that. That's in the
Yeah,
spring,
no,
right?
Nick, you watch it and tell me if it's like good though. Like you know what I mean?
It can't
Like,
be worse than Chaos Dragon. Now that's a one episoder. Oh my god, I
You know,
couldn't
Because
get to
one
3 on
episode
that
will correct everything for you. And it's
Segueing
stupid.
into that, the one episode thing, the flip side of what Sam said. How about shows that you only watched one episode and you dropped, or you watched less than one episode and dropped?
Oh, Princess Stride. That's because sports.
Princess
I watched one episode of it and I was like, this is pretty cool. Like the animation is really slick and I like it. And then I was like gonna watch the next one and I was like, nah.
So, you want to know this this bizarre thing that I've been doing? I started the Ping Pong rewatch, Ping Pong the animation, and then I went from one episode of Ping Pong to Prince of Stride, and it's so jarring because Ping Pong is anime of the year 2014. It's like one of the best anime Masaki Yuasa made, and then Prince of Stride is just like this basic ass sports show. I'm like,
Stride,
running.
Like Princess Stride, like the anime is fucking dangerous because it's gonna make kids want to jump from bed to bed and go parkour.
Yeah.
Stride.
Hardcore
Like,
parkour.
like on The Office when they have to say the word parkour.
I'm trying to think of another anime where I did that, where I watched one or two, and I was just like,
I
nah.
I got one. It's actually it's one that my Japanese buddy recommended I watched, and I wish I could have gotten more into it. Maybe I'll give it another shot one of these days, and I might get flack for this one, but it's Kimi ni Todoke.
Oh, is that?
You're not gonna get flat because I ain't even heard of it.
I was thinking of Kino's Journey. Just kidding. Never mind. Different show.
That was just one show that, honestly, it should be up my alley with stuff that I like, but I couldn't bring myself to like it.
It's because it sucks.
Yeah,
Whoa.
because it just I can't even remember all of what this is about. It's 25 episodes. I just pulled it up on Mal. But apparently, oh yeah, the MC chick looks like the ghost girl from The Ring.
Oh, Sadako or whatever her name is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is actually
Or-
her nickname.
Or
Sadako.
Samara or whatever.
that is
but-
such
In-
an
in
interesting
English?
premise.
I know.
Yeah,
but
I know, right?
the genres are like romance school shoujo.
I'm sorry, this is off track, but they just announced Sayako versus Sadako, which is The Grudge versus The Ring in Japan.
Wait. Oh god.
Because Japan.
Here we're
Because
making
Japan.
Batman versus Superman, and they're making
Yeah. Well, no, like
Fucking-
it's their
Like,
Freddy
what
versus
will a girl
Jason. You know what I
crawl out
mean?
of?
It's
Yeah.
their Freddy versus Jason, pretty much.
What, dude, Sam? What if which one is which? What if the ring girl? No, wait. What if the grudge girl crawled out of a ring that the ring girl was wearing when she was crawling out of a TV, and then they keep crawling out of stuff because they like to crawl.
Endless
I don't know where I'm
traveling.
going with this, dude. I like.
And it turns out
I
they've been
mind
dead
fucked
for over
myself.
40 years.
So
Dun, dun, dun.
like I've had a lot of shows that I've dropped or put on hold because I like
No
to
drop
pretend that
master
I don't
race.
drop things, so they're just indefinitely on hold
They're in purgatory.
within like that first or two episodes. But most of the time, it wasn't something that I went into expecting it to be good or like off of good recommendations. They're normally shows that I picked up as more of like a, I wonder what this is about. which, I mean, I had no real commitment to it. It didn't really disappoint me or anything. It was just like, okay, that's not good. Move on.
Yeah. For me, probably. Well, I get what Koka's saying with like you think you're not gonna like it that much, and then you don't like it. I have that happen to me during a lot of the seasonal shows. I pick up too many shows, and I'm not liking some of them. But I just keep watching.
Yeah, like
There's no
Active
Drop
Raid.
Master Race. Which
Wait.
one?
Like Active Raid.
Active Raid. Yeah,
Watched
Active
2
Raid
episodes
is.
of it. And it's just like, no.
It's interesting because like every episode's a little like kind of a lot different from the other ones, but yeah, it's one of those shows that you just got to go into drunk. And
We have a secret police unit, but
Just
they
do a
run
line
around
real
in
quick.
mechs and fly around and they blow up buildings.
Just
Super
blow a line
secret.
real quick. You'll be fine.
yeah,
Wait, no, I got an interesting thing that I've got going on right now, and this is very relevant.
Is it?
I'm currently watching Ninku, which is the first anime I've watched in a long time that's past like 20 some episodes. And I'm on episode 30 now. Or 31. I just watched 30. And 30 was like super filler. And then I was like looking back on all the other episodes I watched, and I was like, oh man, a lot of these were kind of, not really a lot of them, but a nice number of them were.
You know,
were
a
filler.
lot of this show was just shit.
And like, well,
Get wrecked.
I'm judging that right now, and I'm kind of like, do I want to keep watching, or do I want to skip to like where the plot becomes relevant again, and then just watch those? Because now I want to know what happens because I'm so much into it. I only have like 20 some episodes left, but it's like, at what point, when you realize how much filler it is, like, okay, so for animes like Yu Yu Hakusho, or let's leave Dragon Ball Z and One Piece and Naruto out of it because those are just garbage. But like,
DBZ's good. One Piece is good.
well, DBZ is legit. But
Naruto's
One Piece-
better than Ninku.
No, it's not. You're
I'm
such
just
a
trying to make
gay
you
wad.
salty, man.
You're such an asshole. But like, God, you're just so gay. But like, no, like, at what point, like, what if you're like 20 episodes in, 20 or 30 episodes in, and you start to realize, oh crap, like, I don't want to watch another 10 episodes of filler and then 10 of plot. What do you do? Like, do you just quit? Do you drop it?
You pretend that you watched it and mark it off on your mal so you look better.
Nick will just leave it playing on the TV while he does anything else.
Yeah, I did
But I
that
don't
for
wanna-
the finale of Gangsta.
But I don't want to miss
Oh,
anything. That's
I
what
don't
I'm
regret
afraid
that,
of. I don't want to miss anything.
I'd say
Well,
watch
if
something else
it's
and maybe come
dubbed-
back to it later.
If it's
See-
dubbed, you don't really need to look at it.
If I say that I'm watching something, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch every single
Yeah.
episode. If I'm watching it and I like it enough for what the show already has, I can sit through filler. But if the filler lasts for ages, I'm probably going to give the show a shit rating.
Okay, that's
Well,
what I'm,
not all
that's what I'm-
filler is bad.
Well, no, it wasn't.
Like
a lot
Dragon
of the,
Ball Z.
a lot of the filler episodes that are in Ninku weren't bad, and they were.
Yes. Let me just jump into my car because I'm a Saiyan and go take my driver's
Yeah.
test.
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Z's
Drive
problem
your car.
was that the filler was pretty good. The rest of it was shit.
but no, like, so for Ninku, right? Like the filler wasn't bad, but like I guess I spoiled myself because I'm so used to watching anime now that's like only 13 to 20 some episodes that I'm kind of like, do I want to keep going? Because I want to start JoJo and all this stuff, but I guess I'll just take Mac's advice, and because I like the characters for what they are. Like I like watching them go through the journey, and I like watching them. So it's like I guess I'll just keep watching it. But it's not in dub. It never came out for America. Only the movie that came after the series came out for America, which is stupid. But
Yeah, you got to finish that up so you can watch JoJo, and then once you're done with that, you can watch Raw
Sakura Trick.
X-Ray.
And
Raw
Yuri
X.
Kumarashi.
Sam, you know you can watch more than one show at once.
I am. I'm watching Gate and IBO and Ninku, and then
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
those are weekly though.
I know. Now that I'm caught up, look, I'm just getting into like I'm just getting to my groove.
I know,
You gotta
man.
give me some.
I'm just
slack.
giving you shit.
Fuck
So
you.
what is the most ridiculous claims that you guys have heard for a show where it's like you just have to do
Oh,
blank
I got
before
one. I
you
got
can
the best
enjoy
one. It's a little show called School Days, and it has the 12 episode rule. You have to watch every single episode before it gets good.
Oh jeez.
No, I'm serious. Like the whole show is just kind of shitty,
So as I
and
understand,
then the last
as
episode makes
somebody,
everything worth it.
as somebody who has not seen that show at all, as I understand it,
Don't
It
spoil
is-
it though. Don't spoil it.
about a guy in a normal ecchi harem, except he bones all the girls, and then he gets a nice boat.
Yeah, pretty much.
What?
It's kind of
What?
a harem subversion or deconstruction, if you want to call it that. Basically, it's what would happen if you had a harem and you slept with all the girls and they all knew. And that's what happens. Like, the guy is just like this amoral dude. He's just like, I don't care. I'm going to ditch my girlfriend on her birthday to go get with another girl. Like, he does stuff like that.
That's just understanding your priorities.
Yeah, I mean, he's only got a limited time, so he's got to just do what he can. But like,
Every girl's an experience.
but yeah, School Days is my. You have to watch the whole show for it to get good.
Because on the final episode, it's just a boat.
I guess for me, the dumb claims that I've heard are for One Piece. They're always for One Piece and Naruto. And it's like, you just got to get past all, like, the Chunin exams and, like, oh, so you want me to get past the first, like, 70 episodes before
The first 3 seasons you have to watch so you can understand the rest of it. But don't worry about it. They're not good.
Yeah.
Just read the manga. That's faster.
And better.
You could.
I've actually heard the Naruto manga is pretty sweet.
Well, that's what one of my friends did. He just read the manga and he caught up and he skipped like 100 episodes. He just started from wherever he was at.
Well, like I'm reading Attack on Titan right now, and I'm pretty sure that I'm well beyond where they would end the second season, if and when that ever comes out. But like, I already know. I almost don't want to watch it now because I already
Attack
know.
on Titan's coming out this year.
I almost don't want to watch it
Season
now
2.
because I already know, like, oh, that guy's that Titan. Oops.
I know Gintama always has the rule of, like, you have to get to episode 27 before it gets good. And it's just like, but they don't say, like, just skip to episode 27. They're like, you got to watch to episode 27 and then it'll be good.
Dude,
This is another one
Gotta
of my
watch it.
problems. Like, you get these long-running shows with hundreds and hundreds of episodes. Dude, I ain't got the time to invest that much of my personal anime watching time into one show to where I could watch all of those episodes.
Especially,
like, nothing
where's your
can be
dedication,
that
Mac?
good to justify that.
Mac just
Futurama
loses
is
sleep.
that good
Futurama is an exception to the rule because
because it's
greatest
anime of all time.
Yeah.
Is that what
Because,
wait,
yeah,
did we
it's
just say the
the-
same thing?
It's the
Pretty much.
AOAT.
it's GOAT. It's GOAT.
Anime of all time.
No, Sam. It's the anime of all time. It's
out.
kind of unspecific, but
Ow.
Hey,
ow.
hey, Sam, remember that episode with the
no,
dog?
man. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, dude.
I cry every time.
Dude,
cry every
that
time.
episode, no. On my mama. Seriously, dude. Watery-eyed every fucking time. The first time I ever watched it, I cried like a bitch. But, like, real talk. Actually, on the very last episode, I cried like a bitch.
I'm
Me and Trish-
70% Dolomite. Clunk,
Me and-
clunk.
I
Me and
know we
Trisha.
didn't billboard this topic, but I feel like asking this question now since it came up. What was the last episode of an anime? We'll separate that out from a scene if you just saw like a scene on YouTube of like a show that you had seen or anything. But like the last time you watched an episode of an anime and teared up.
Okay,
last
this
time
is
I
going to
tuned
sound
in-
weird.
Rewatches count?
Nick, you go ahead.
Rewatches do count.
I got to think about this. Nick,
Okay.
you go ahead.
This is also kind of another weird topic. It's like there's a show called Rolling Girls, and it was like really colorful. Everyone was saying it was pretty good, and then eventually a lot of people dropped it. It wasn't that great of a show, but like it had this one little scene where like the girl's playing in her room by herself, and I was just like, oh, I just like teared up. It's not. I gave the show like a 3 out of 10. Like it wasn't very good, but
3 out of 10.
it still got to me at like one point.
And that was like 6 years ago because Nick never sheds manly tears.
Yeah, no, this was last year.
I'll tell you what I didn't cry on. Your Lie in April.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sam, I thought you wanted
go
us
there
to
again.
drop that. Why do you keep bringing it up?
Sorry. I know I did tear up a little bit during that one. The last one I cried, like, are you talking about full on like crying like a bitch or like
You,
be
you don't need to
anything.
be like bitch crying or ugly crying. Just a little bit where you're just like manly tears, man. Where you're just like, that hit me more than I thought it would.
Oh, I got another one.
The last time where I teared up kind of and like tears came rolling down was probably Your Lie in April. The last time I cried, like ugly cried, I was holding my cat, and just because she climbed up on me and I was holding her, and it was when I was watching Wolf Children, and I couldn't stop crying for like 10 minutes, and I had to pause it for a second because I had to like collect my shit because I am a girl. Shut up.
Yeah,
Sam, did you
you had
turn
to go
it?
make sure your guy liner wasn't messed up.
It was messed up.
Sam
Fuck
turned
you.
into a wolf and ran into the mountains.
But seriously though,
Probably the last one that happened was just a couple of weeks ago whenever I had to rewatch rewatch RahXephon, and it was episode
Don't spoil it. It was somewhere in there because I'm not done with it yet. I don't want to like expect something to happen. You know what I mean?
It happened somewhere in RahXephon.
Okay.
Let's just put it like that.
It was like episode 1. I'm like, oh shit, I have to go rewatch it.
No, it's
I'm
later. It's later. It was bad. I knew it was coming.
It was bad.
I knew it was coming, but
it was bad.
but still, I was like, wow, that just hit me a lot harder than what I thought it was going to. And then I curled up in a ball, and I was like, no, try not to cry. Cry a
Try
lot.
not to cry. Try not to cry.
Yeah, that's how that ended up.
It actually really makes me really mad that the last one I teared up at was YLIA in April.
You gotta go watch more anime so you can find more.
You got to go watch
opportunities to cry.
RahXephon.
Sam, if you want to cry with laughter, watch Prison School.
God damn it.
More like Gekon Shoujo.
Oh, time out. Actually, for real though, real recommendation, Gunbuster. Sam
Oh yeah,
will cry
I
at
wanted
Gunbuster.
to watch Gunbuster too, actually.
Sam, that'll be like your new favorite show, and then JoJo will be your another favorite show, and then you'll watch Ping Pong. That'll be your other favorite show.
And then Sam will watch Rob Lahoney, and he'll love it.
Rob
Zombie.
Wow, now you're just getting stupid with those.
Lahoney.
Rob Lahoney.
The last
Rod
anime
Charles Xavier.
that I watched that got me tearing up a little bit was during my rewatching of Love Live. It was like
Nice.
episode 11 of season
Oh,
1, I want to say.
Please.
So, like, I mean, this goes into a bit of what I had as a planned rant a little bit. So, they're an idol group and they're trying to become popular and blah, 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 blah. That's not, I mean, you just need a vague understanding of that. And Honoka is really pushing herself to try and make the group the best because she's the leader. She's going to do everything that she can to make it great. And she pushes herself way past her limit, and she gets sick on the eve of one of their big concerts at their school. And
That
she
sounds like
collapses
K-On!
after the first song, and then they like get her home and stuff, and she's like fine. And then she finds out like 3 days later that the rest of the girls decide to pull all of them out of the competition for the Love Live, which is the thing that she had been working for all this time, like what everybody had been working for. And that hit me really hard just because it was the idea of like she had this dream that she pushed herself past her breaking point for the purposes of attaining that. And then other people just took that away from her without like any consultation with her. Like there was no like, hey, we need to, calm down and bring it back. No, they just pulled themselves out without even consulting her. I was like, that's super shitty. So just thinking about how we make stuff, we try and make the best things that we can, and we probably horribly fail at it, but we're out there trying and pushing ourselves, and I spend way too much fucking time working on this stuff.
Let that be a lesson, kids.
And you
Never
know
And
what?
that would
trust
just be like
anybody.
super shitty. Like if I was just thinking from my perspective of like how I edit the podcast, do the videos, do all this stuff. And if it's just like one day, all three of you were just like, this is stupid. We don't want to do this anymore. And just like making it that personal connection is just like hit really hard. It was not because the first time I watched it, it was like, oh, that's sad. Whatever. Moving on. Like it didn't have any connection to it. But now with the new context I have, it was just like way more impactful.
And I feel you on that.
No lie, that's legit.
And I feel you on that, except The problem with it is that Love Live sucks.
Sam bringing everything right back down to earth.
Sam's moral of the story is never try.
No, that's legit though. I feel you on that one.
I mean, it's not necessarily just a Love Live thing, because I've seen in some shows since we've started working on this, a lot of shows that feature just like creation, where people are really working to make
Have you
their
seen
dreams come
Shirobako?
true. I have not.
Oh,
But
dude,
it's like a lot of, yeah.
that's gonna be
I
your
know.
new favorite show.
That's another
But
one.
a
that I
lot of
wanted
these
to
kind of
watch.
shows have suddenly been more impactful than they were before. Like even Shoujo Tachi, which is super stupid. Like they're
Shoujo
trying to make
Tachi.
a visual novel, and it's terrible, as I've talked about. But it still had that same connection where it's like they're really trying to make something that they believe in.
It's just terrible.
The show just sucks. So then things like Saikano obviously get a bit of a boost, and Sakura Sao, which is all about creating, like they spend a shit ton of time creating a video game that's super stupid. But I just can't help.
Welcome to the NHK. They make hentai games, right?
Welcome to the NHK.
Yes.
That
I'm
show's
like
got some
4 episodes
moments.
into that just because I didn't have time to finish it.
Actually, that show kind of hit me at one point where the guy, the super neat, who is like the video game farmer or whatever, like his sister didn't bring him any food at one point, and he had to like crawl out of his house, and then like they were asking him like why he didn't try to live or whatever, and he's just like, because I was scared, and like that. Yeah, I'm just like, damn, that's some real shit right there. Because everyone feels like that sometimes,
Then you're like, oh, I still live with my parents. No.
Everybody feels like that, where you just don't want to do anything because you're scared to, you're scared to fail, you're scared to do
Succeed.
or whatever. Yeah, you're scared to succeed. That's like actually legitimate too.
Don't let your dreams
called
be
a success
dreams.
Don't let your dreams be dreams, man. And as much as that's like super stupid and cliche now, especially since that came out, like it's so true. Like you just have to do it. Like
Do it. Patented.
There's one
Anime
book that I
summit.
was reading, and there's like one of my friends had this saying. It's like, I understand that you feel bad because you're not meeting your goals. I recommend that you start meeting your goals so that you'll feel better.
Oh,
I'm
that's
just
like the Bobby Fischer
fuck.
quote. He's like, you should have confidence, and that confidence should be based on fact. Something like that.
Eh?
No, it's just get out there and like do it.
Except don't be an
If
insane
there's any reason
person.
to feel bad for yourself, you
Eh?
just have to do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Do it.
Like Sam with his art.
What about it?
Like you just do it, man.
You just
You
do
don't,
it.
you don't care what
do
people
you.
think. You just
do
keep
you.
doing it.
No, because the thing about art, like when I was like in junior high, I used to try to impress people with like, oh, I'm gonna draw this chick and give it to her, maybe she'll like me. But now, like, I just do it because, I need to. Like, if I don't, I'll go crazy. I just gotta do it.
Yeah, that productivity becomes its own reward.
It does. And when I am done with it and it looks badass to me and I did what I wanted to do, then I'm like legit.
Like just a year ago, like right when I was trying to start this, but you guys weren't involved yet. I think that'd be about a year ago.
Yeah,
Like,
because
I would just
you
spend
contacted
so
me in
much-
April.
Yeah, I spent so much time playing video games, and that was like fine. I'd be fine spending a whole weekend just playing video games. And now it's like if I spend like 2 hours just playing a video game, I feel like I've just wasted that 2 hours. Like that was
Coca
just completely
starts
useless. I could have
cutting
been
himself.
doing anything that was better than
Just
that.
kidding.
Right.
And even like the games are fun. Like they're
Well,
still the same
Coco-
kind of games, but it's just like I'm just like
What if
What's the
what
point?
if you were trapped in a video game situation though? You'd have to play the video game. And this is where Sword Art Online comes
how
in.
do I get trapped in the game if I don't play the game?
Well, you're playing it. No, you get like put at gunpoint or something, and then they put a mask on you and you have to play it. I don't fucking know, dude.
And then you just lose the game. It just happens.
Yeah, and I lost the
just like
game,
that.
you lost the game, Sam lost the game. The game.
Damn it. God, you dick.
I feel you, man.
Yeah, I should
Wasting
probably
time.
watch
Sucks.
Shirobako, and I've
Yeah.
obviously heard it's very good, and I've seen some short scenes for
That-
the slice
Coca,
of
like-
lifey Nichijou bits, and they're funny. And
It's gonna
entertaining.
be like in your top 10. I guarantee that show will be in
One
your top
thing-
10.
Like in the difference between that and the shows that I was talking about for the creation stuff is just that they're they're not creating something that's their own. From my understanding of the show, like they're
Isn't that
working at
kind
a
of-
studio, that the studio is creating something and they have a job, which doing
Well,
the
that's
job is their
true.
dream. While things like Sakura Sao, Love Live, Saikano, they're creating something that is entirely their own. Like we are. The four of us are creating this.
Well, Sam's creating poops, but
Well, yeah. Except Sam.
No one make fun of me. I have to shit. Wait, so in Shirobako, I thought they like on the side make their own, don't they?
okay, I'll just briefly explain it. Shirobako, they all have like different jobs in the anime industry. I think one of them isn't in it, but anyway, like one of them's a voice actress, one of them's a producer, one of them's an animator, etc. And it kind of goes through their lives a little bit, and it's like super kind of a fast clip. It's like every episode is just like, wow, that lasted 5 minutes. It's just so much stuff happening, but it really kind of gets
Clarify,
into
they're
the
full
heart
length
of-
episodes.
Yeah, they're full length episodes, but yeah, it really gets down and dirty with how like anime is made. It's kind of like it's a little bit exaggerated, but
Like it's more the business of art.
yeah, and it shows like all their passion for it, but not in like a melodramatic way. There's like it's really realistic, except for like the moe style.
report in on time.
Yeah, they're not like screaming and like crying to where the tears go to their chin and stuff. Like, you know, it's not super crazy, which I like. I like shows where they don't go overboard. They kind of have it more subdued and subtle.
Yeah, so
But,
they don't
yeah.
go and make their own thing on the side.
I think what they did was they made, as like a school project, they made their own anime. And it was like
That
this
was-
really shitty anime. And like,
Wasn't that like before? That's like not part of the show, really.
well, yeah, that was before they got jobs. And then there's some OVAs of the shows that they made during the show. There's like
fun.
shows within a show, and like they
I mean, I'll
have all
definitely
these.
love it. There
It's
isn't
really
any
cool
reason why
'cause-
I won't love it.
They have
Inception, the
references.
anime.
There's references to like to different directors and staff and stuff from real life and shows from real life, but they change like one letter. So like instead of Space Runaway Idion, they just call it Idapon and stuff like that, and they have all these
Are there head tilts?
cameos. No,
there
I don't
head
think
tilts?
they didn't have Shimbo yet. But I'm sure they had like some Madoka reference. So they had a Hideaki Anno character and some other. They had like a ton of them actually. A lot of them I wouldn't know, but Shirobako's like Gintama because the more you know about anime, the more you'll like it. And you don't have to watch 27 episodes for it to get good.
And then you don't have to watch 800 episodes to catch up.
Yeah.
And then you get to the part where you do the final thoughts. I have a good one. I'm shocked nobody else has mentioned it.
What is it?
So, how about the dub that's on Netflix for Your Line April?
Your Line
Oh, yeah.
April dub on Netflix and sub, but they're both
And
on
sub.
Netflix.
Both.
I actually liked it, I think.
I'm going to definitely by the next week watch the first episode dubbed.
Yeah, I need to watch it too. I'm gonna
They
watch
had
it.
like some
I
samples.
just want to know if they ruined it.
The easiest way for them to ruin dubs, in my opinion, is to have females that sound too old. They're like, oh, look, it's a middle schooler, but she sounds like she's 40. I
And
hate
she's a
that so
smoker.
much.
I really dislike in dubs when they try and get their pitch to match what a Japanese schoolgirl sounds like, which does not sound natural in English.
Yeah.
Like that pitch is not an American pitch.
They
So
just
it
need
just
to
sounds terrible. It sounds like cartoon. Like, I mean, it is a cartoon, but it sounds needlessly cartoony,
Well, yeah, it's like a cultural
like a
thing too.
caricature.
But they need to get female voice actresses who can do like the raspy sounding voice. That's my shit right there. She's got to
So
sound
what
like
you're
she's
sa-
smoked for a little bit.
So
but
what
not
you're
a
saying
smoker.
is you
She
want
has to be
to
12-year-old and sound like a 30-year-old smoker with black lung.
No. She's got to sound like maybe 20. But playing as like a 10-year-old. I don't even know, man. I'm just thinking of the Haibane Renmei dub. They all sound kind of raspy.
My final
So-
thought is follow us on Twitter, twitter.animesummit.net, or just at Anime Summit on Twitter.
Ooh, I have a final thought.
And YouTube, you can find us at youtube.animesummit.net.
My final thought is shout out to Victus Games, who tweeted at Anime Summit and said that I was best grill.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Sam is best girl. Did you tweet that picture of you with the hearts and stuff that somebody drew for you?
No, I should. I should tweet that. Or I should send that to you, and then you can tweet it.
Or you
Twitter.
can tweet it out and I can retweet it.
Yeah, do it. Because on my other show, my other live cast show, I had my hair up with hair sticks in it. And
Like a Chinese girl.
And somebody this one guy who's been watching us for a long time was just like, Sam, so kawaii, waifu, best waifu. And then he made that little picture and posted it on our Facebook, and I blushed for like 10 minutes. Shut up! But yeah, no, shout out to Victor's Games, you're the real MVP.
Speaking of gaming, shout out to Gaben and Valve. You know why. Oh man, there's some drama this past week for a Dota tournament. I'll leave it at that.
So, I've been Quokka. With me has been Mac, Nick, and Sam. And this has been the Anime Summit podcast. If you like the show, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Anime Summit or leave a review on iTunes.